Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is something I'm so passionate in talking about. I talk about this all the time. I have so many videos on my channel about how to change your life and how to set goals and how to be productive. Today's video is all about how you can change your life in 90 days. So essentially 3 months. So just letting you guys on a little secret, I keep a notebook of all my goals and, you know, short term, long term, this and that. And that's no surprise, that's not the secret, you guys already know this. But the secret is a lot of my long-term goals that I've listed and I've made for myself, I never achieved. And my short-term goals, almost all of them have been achieved. And when I first looked at it, I was like, well, of course I achieved the short-term goals because they were easier, this or that. But some of them weren't. Like, some of them involved buying real estate and setting myself up for the future. And if any of you guys know, like, the process with that isn't necessarily easy. What it comes down to is when we think we have longer time to do something, longer time to lose weight, or this is the year you're gonna get your finances, and yeah, don't worry about saving now. By the end of the year, you'll just save it all in 1 month or something. Like, this is the things we tell ourselves when we think we have too much time. If I gave myself too much time to achieve a goal, I either didn't or I got bored by it. So if this is you, I'm not saying you can't set long-term goals, but definitely consider this video and consider why it's so important to set 3-month goals, 90-day goals, short-term goals, because at the end of the day, even if you have a goal that you can't achieve in 90 days, say you get most of the way there, or you make all this progress and you feel really good about yourself, you feel really empowered and you want to keep going, and maybe it just takes you another 3 months. Also, who doesn't want to be living their dream life sooner rather than later? So if you want to know how to change your life in 90 days, then just keep watching. Also, I just want to say thank you so much to TULA for sponsoring today's video. They have simplified my skincare routine and made it super glowy. I actually used it right before I did my makeup today, so it's super glowy, it's clean, it's a doctor-founded skincare brand, but it's really simplified my skincare routine, and as a busy new mom, I have like 0 time for myself. So I really appreciate that. More about their products later, and I hope you guys enjoy today's video. Let's talk about the formula first. This is by James Clear, who you guys know I'm obsessed with his book, Atomic Habits. If you haven't read Atomic Habits yet, then what are you doing? You need to go read it. His whole theme of the book is set systems, not goals. When you set systems of how you're going to do something, you inevitably already will achieve the goal. So an example he likes to give is keeping your room clean. So you can say, like, the goal is, I just want to have a clean and tidy room and I want to make your bed. Your system is basically habit building, that anybody can do something for a day. Anybody can eat healthy for a day, anybody can get up and work out, anybody can make their bed in a day, but that's not going to be long lasting results. So he says create a system. The system for the bed and keeping your room clean, he would say something like, you wake up in the morning, you have your coffee. After you have your coffee, you go in your room, you make your bed, you straighten up, and then you go work out. So it's kind of like a whole system. That's your morning routine. After you have your coffee, it almost triggers you like, oh, I need to go make my bed, because that's the system. So he really talks about systems over goals. And he created this formula, and when I started using this formula, and using it in my everyday life, I started hitting my short-term goals, my 90-day goals, really fast. And he says to make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. I have been practicing make it obvious, make it easy, make it attractive. Say you want to work out more, keeping your sneakers out in the open where you can see them, or you want to whiten your teeth, keeping them in your bathroom, you can see it. Make it obvious. I do that with food all the time. I'm currently still on my weight loss journey and my fitness journey since having my daughter 10 months ago. What do you think would be easier for me to do? Keep junk food out in the open and make that obvious, or make healthy food out in the open and make that obvious? So obviously that's what I've been doing. I've been making healthy food obvious right there. And in this case, it's actually satisfying, because when I organize my fridge, or when I have this big bushel of kale and I'm cleaning it in the sink, it's like satisfying. It's like, oh, I love that. I love that I bought that. If I had Hershey's chocolate bars everywhere, well, what do you think I would eat? So that would really be my first tip, is to grab your notebook now and start brainstorming. How could you make your goal a little bit more obvious? How could you make it easier on yourself? Another thing too with making it easy is if weight loss is your goal and eating healthy is coming a little easier to you, but sticking with a consistent workout isn't, then look up some 8-minute workouts or 10-minute workouts. Like, you really can get creative with this, guys, and make things easier, make things obvious, make things more attractive, and make it satisfying. My second tip is to figure out which strategy works for you, your likes, your dislikes, what motivates you, what doesn't motivate you. An example for me is I could say to myself, you know what, I'm gonna film this video, and I could say, and then later I'm going to edit it and I'm gonna upload it. That strategy actually is not a good one for me. I actually like to separate my film days from my editing days. And that's because my brain gets like so bogged down very easily. I really need to like eat dinner, sleep, wake up, and make it an editing day with like a big cup of coffee. Long story short is I can't do too many things in a day, and I can't really work nights. Editing at night, pulling an all-nighter, those just don't work with my makeup as my personality. This also kind of goes with tip number 1 in make it easy for yourself. So for me, designating the film day and the editing day actually gets me closer to my goals than trying to cram it all into one day. My energy is the best between 9 and 2. So that's when I'm the most productive, that's when I'm the most creative. You need to figure out when your productive hours are. Another example could be you decide you're going to meal prep and make a lot of healthy meals. Maybe that's not the day you're gonna work out. It could be too many things all in one. My third tip is to wake up an hour earlier than you normally would. So this tip could definitely be hard, and it's not something that I'm saying you should stick with all of the time, but if you are serious about these 90 days, what's 90 days? What's 3 months? It's like, okay, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. for 3 months, but I'm going to make so much progress. I'm going to get so much more done that the rest of the year I can go back to my normal time, because I'm either going to achieve the goal in the 3 months or get so much closer and really push yourself and really get that momentum. So I like to do things like that. I'll wake up at 5:30 a.m. for a couple months, and then I'll go back to 6:30. I'll even tell myself that this is just for 3 months. You know, how bad do you want the goal? How bad do you want to create this system? And when I think of it like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm tough. I could do it for 3 months. My fourth tip is to switch it up. So if you are used to working out in the gym, work out outside. If you work from home and you're used to working in one space, try creating a new space. Especially with eating meals, guys, I have to switch it up. We'll get in like the same rotation of meals, and then I'm like, let's just order takeout. My husband's like, okay, let's order a pizza. And then I don't feel good about my goals, and I don't feel like I'm making progress. And that goes back to tip number 1, make it satisfying. When you achieve certain goals, or even if you haven't reached it yet, notice those days that you do everything on your to-do list, how satisfied you feel. That's how I want you guys to feel in these 90 days. It's not about whether you do achieve it or not. It's about getting close. It's about making that progress and not giving yourself all year to do it, because a lot of us can do some of these goals in 90 days or 6 months or so. Switching it up has been so helpful for me. Energy's flowing, inspiration's flowing, and yeah, I always get really excited when I find like a new recipe to make or a new workout to do. My next tip is to simplify your everyday routine. So if you can simplify cooking, like you guys know, I always say I only make meals that are 20 minutes and under. I have fitness goals, I have health goals, I want to feed my family, but I don't want to take all night to do it. My goal is not to be this famous cook or chef or something. My goal is to eat healthy tasting meals, so 20 minutes and under. The same thing goes with getting ready. I really have simplified my hair routine, my makeup routine. Ever since becoming a mom, I cannot sit and do glam for an hour. And that's something that I am loving about TULA skincare. They have simplified my skincare routine with their Radiance kit. Everything comes in this cute bag. I did use all of the skincare, so you guys will see like me use it and see everything in action. But you have a purifying cleanser, you have a glowy dewy sunscreen. This is all over Instagram, this dewy SPF that everybody's talking about. And this is the other product that I see all over Instagram, and it's the Rose Glow and Get It Cooling Eye Balm. Makes everything dewy and fresh looking, and the brightening vitamin C drop. And just a little bit about my skin. I have dry skin, and I did get melasma during pregnancy. I just started feeling better in my skin, and even though I still have it, like I feel good about my skin. And that's what I love about TULA, is that they really promote healthy skin, not perfect skin. First thing I do is I just get my face nice and damp, and I go in with the Cult Classic Purifying Face Cleanser. Makes my skin feel so squeaky clean. It takes off my makeup. Pump it up like this. It's It's nice and sanitary. Drop it like that. And vitamin C is said to help with melasma. So as you guys heard before, that is something I developed during pregnancy. The vitamin C drops just really complement that and are helping to push it along. Then one of my favorite products, the Rose Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. So I actually shared this in a recent video. It was like a morning routine, and I was showing you guys that I put this on in the morning, and it feels so, like, look at that. Like, I love a glow. I actually use this as a highlighter too over my makeup. But I just love that this stays cold, and this just gives me an instant pick-me-up. Kind of hard to choose what's my favorite product, but the Rose Gold Eye Balm and the Dewy, it's the Protective Glow Daily Sunscreen Gel, and it's SPF 30, pearly iridescent color, and then it goes on your skin. So dewy, because it doesn't give you that like white cast look, so I can easily wear this under makeup and film videos and take photos. That's how I do my skincare every single morning, and their products are really effective. They're clean, they're cruelty-free, and what's cool is they're made with probiotic extracts and superfoods. So if you guys want to check out this kit, you can actually save some money too with my code. I really love this bundle. So when you guys go to TULA.com and use my promo code SAMO, you'll be able to get 15% off plus free shipping. My next tip is to make sure and actually track it. So track it in your notebook, track it in your planner, even write it in your planner. So if you write like all the things you have to do in a day, write down things that are going to get you closer to that goal. So if it's working out, make it part of your to-do list. Have it out there, make it obvious. Like in tip number 1, going back to the formula, make it obvious, make it something that you're looking at every day. I know for me, when I wanted to buy another property, I would go on Zillow, I'd go on realtor.com every single night. So during the day, I was filming videos, editing videos, being with my daughter, taking care of her, working out, eating healthy, you know, doing my day-to-day. I made special time for it. And I think that's important too when you are starting a business or you're working on your side hustle, but you already have a main hustle. And I always get asked about that, is how can you work on something on the side when you already have so much to do during the day? And I know it can be hard. I know you can be exhausted at the end of the day, but just remind yourself, it's just for 3 months. So for 3 months, carve out that time. And for me, it would be like 9:30 when my daughter would be going to bed. And instead of just watching TV, or even sometimes we would have the TV on in the background, sometimes we wouldn't, but we would go on Zillow, we'd go on Realtor, and we'd just start looking, making calls, going to open houses on Sunday, doing that kind of stuff. And my last tip is to get off social media for a bit. And I don't mean you can never go on there. I don't mean you can't like go on Instagram and chat with your friends or follow people or watch YouTube videos that inspire you and empower you. I'm not talking about that, but I just mean like stay in your lane, because you could be really excited about something. You could say, wow, I went on the scale and I'm 3 pounds lighter. I feel so excited. Or I saved this amount of money. Like, this is my goal. It's my goal to save money. It's my goal to save a down payment, whatever it might be. And then you go on Instagram or you go on YouTube and you see somebody has something that you want that you don't have, and now you don't feel as good about the progress you're making. And the big thing in that book that I was talking about, Atomic Habits, is momentum. The momentum that you're pushing, you're doing, you're taking action. Being in a good place mentally is how you're going to achieve your goals fast. Because think about it, when you give yourself a year, how many different emotions do you have? You're like happy about your goal, and then you're like sad. I think there's like a meme about this. You're like, yay, I'm so excited, I'm almost there. And then you're like, oh, I'm so far away. And then I'm almost there. And oh, I'm so far away. Or she has this, or he has that, and I don't have this. Once you start going in that game of he has this, she has that, I don't have this, game over. It really is. You almost have to like reset and restart. And I don't play that game. I really don't. I'm happy for people that have things that I want to have someday. I'm happy for people that have things that make them happy. But at the end of the day, I know that I've made so much progress in my life, and I take action every single day and show up, that's good enough for me, if that makes sense. That's good. I feel good about where I'm at now. And somebody having something doesn't take away from what I could have, what I have. Also too, this is such a big thing. I was actually talking about this with my sister-in-law. Sometimes you see things on social media and it's such a small piece, and I know that that's so hard to explain, and I know when you're younger too and you're impressionable and you see something and you're like, yeah, I know it's a small piece, but they have it or it's there. I'm telling you, as somebody that knows so many people on social media, it is such a small piece. It's a small piece. Just hold that true to your heart. So think of it like a challenge. Think of it like next 90 days, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be laser focused. I'm going to wake up an hour earlier. I'm gonna practice that formula. I'm going to actually use a planner. Don't just go to Target and buy it. Anyone could do that. Use it. I love you guys. Have an awesome day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.